What up, y'all? It's your boy Sid checking in once again. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the Cash App. We're going to keep hitting y'all with some dope videos. Now, today we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark was left off of the U.S. women's national team for the Olympics in 2024. And many people are wondering why. Now, the argument is not necessarily about whether Caitlin Clark right now is a top 15 player from the U.S. That's arguable, that's debatable. Many people have their different preferences about, whether or not, and different perspectives on whether or not she's a top 15 player right now. But undoubtedly, and it isn't close, she is the most popular women's basketball player in the world right now. I mean, if you look at the numbers of attendance that her team is averaging next to everybody else. I think her team is averaging around 17,000 per game. Everybody else in the league is around 6 to 7. When she played the Washington Mystics, they had to move the game from the Washington Mystics regular arena to the NBA arena just to fill everybody. So she is absolutely a superstar. So the question is, when you look at the WNBA and you see the money they make, and you see that they had to take commercial flights and things of that nature, one of the main things that the WNBA right now needs to be focused on, and not just the WNBA, but women's basketball, is growing the game. And one of the ways that you grow the game is by having the most popular player highly visible at all times, because that's going to make other players visible as well. And so I think by not having her on the USA women's team, there's not going to be as many eyes. There's not going to be as many first take segments or undisputed segments about the U.S. women's team when there would be, because there's a demand there with Caitlin Clark. So they talked about it on First Take, and Stephen A actually ripped the USA women's national team for not picking Caitlin Clark, because he believes that she is not only going to bring more money to women's basketball, but she's going to allow everybody who even commentates and everybody who works around women's basketball to make more money as well, because she's a superstar. And sometimes we think back to the Dream Team, and if you think about all the Dream Teams, it never was the best 12 players in the NBA or best 12 American players. We all knew that Dominique Wilkins probably should have had that Chris Mullin spot. We all knew that Isaiah Thomas should have had that John Stockton spot. We all knew that a myriad of players in the NBA, but if you want to talk about college, we all know that Shaq at that time, who was the number one pick, probably should have had that seat over Christian Laettner, even though Christian Laettner is one of the most decorated college basketball players of all time. But we all know that it wasn't the 12; it was strategic, and David Stern wanted to grow the game, and David Stern probably felt like he could not grow the game the way he wanted to using the Dream Team unless he had number one Michael Jordan on the team. He had to have the biggest superstar on the team. And then he also knew that he had to have some white guys on the team to get the population at large, even people who are not basketball fans, even people from other countries, to watch as well. So he mixed it up. It was strategic. It wasn't the best 12. And I think the best 12 argument that the women's national team is using is maybe great for their team. They may win a gold medal, but it's going to have less eyes because Caitlin Clark isn't playing. And these are some of the arguments that Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp was trying to make on First Take. So I'm gonna play you a few clips of their take on the U.S. women's national team not selecting Caitlin Clark. We're going to go ahead and get this queued up, and let's go. Here's the first clip.
What I will personally label the idiocy of Team USA women's basketball. How dare you make this decision? It's stupid. And I'm going to tell you why it's stupid. I want all the ladies on this squad to know every single one of y'all are deserving of it. Caitlin Clark does not deserve a spot ahead of any of the players on this roster. Okay? If we're talking just basketball, you know we're not. You know we're not. Let's harken back to the Dream Team in 1992. Remember when Christian Laettner was on that squad? Forget the other pro play. Forget the pro players. Forget the pro players. That's a given. First time NBA players were allowed to participate. Don't put that damn screen up when I'm talking right now. I want to see Shanae and Andrea, okay? The point is this. Those rosters, right? Those players were on there. Do you know that Christian Laettner also was chosen ahead of Shaquille O'Neal and Alonzo Mourning? You know why? He was a two-time national champion. He was a Wooden Award winner. And he was white.
So look, and so that all of this plays a part. All of it plays a part. Caitlin Clark should be up there. See, there's always been this ongoing conversation about how much money the WNBA players make in comparison to the NBA players. How many other commercial flights and things like that instead of the charter flights. We always talked about that. Okay, well, now you have a bona fide superstar, maybe someone who could be the Michael Jordan of women's basketball. Now, we're not saying that she's the best player. That's not what we're saying. But we're saying that she could be the Michael Jordan, if not Michael Jordan, maybe Steph Curry, but a very bona fide superstar in the league. She will raise the amount of money, the commercial flights, the charter flights, the eyes. She will raise the whole level and the whole profile of women's basketball by being the superstar. But if you don't put the superstar on the biggest stage, which is the Olympics, you are missing a very, very, very huge opportunity to grow the game and market the game. Let's go to the next clip of what Stephen A. Smith had to say about marketing.
If you think about that marathon, then don't be holding people accountable for not promoting the sport more. Oh, don't do that. Can't have it both ways. If you think about the marathon, we gotta slow walk it, right? We gotta slow walk. We gotta crawl before we walk, right? We got incremental steps and improvement, right?
All right.
You can't sit up there. Let's be careful now.
Because we're not being.
Stephen A., what'd you just say last week when we were on the show together? What'd you just say about A'ja Wilson? What were your words about A'ja Wilson? That she was the most marketable player in the sport.
I think she's the GOAT standard.
You
I
said that. So when this
she's
Olympics
the
comes
GOAT
up,
standard.
we should have first take segments. We should have first take segments on what A'ja Wilson does in the Olympics, and then people will watch because you say it. Because you already said that about A'ja. So we're already going to talk about these Olympics.
No, that's not how TV works. Hold on.
Hey, guys,
that's not how TV works.
I have to get into commercial break. We can come to it after the break.
That's not how TV works. That's not how TV works.
Guys, let me just go to commercial break. You can talk.
Okay, so the argument was made that A'ja Wilson is the best player in women's basketball, and that when she plays good in the Olympics, they should have first take segments about A'ja Wilson in the Olympics and how well she played. Now, and Shannon Sharp chimed in and said, that's not how TV works. And TV does not work that way. TV is based upon what the people want to see. Every time they have a first take segment about a topic, they look and see how many hits they got on YouTube, how many people were watching, did people turn away, things of that nature. And the topics that bring them the most traffic and the most eyeballs are the topics that they continue to reoccur. That's the reason why they always talk about Dallas Cowboys during the football season. That's the reason why they always talk about LeBron James during the basketball season. No matter how good or bad they are, they're going to always talk about them because it brings the most traffic. So the argument that First Take should talk about A'ja Wilson and how good she's playing in the Olympics, I mean, for a show like First Take, they may do it. And in which the numbers probably aren't going to come back that great, they're probably not going to talk about it again. But they know for sure that it's a superstar and it's a slam dunk. And if they talk about Caitlin Clark in the Olympics, whether she's getting playing time or not, whether she's checking into the game or not. When they talk about Caitlin Clark, those viewerships, those clicks, those hits are gonna go up, and then they will be able to talk about it more and more and more and more. And then when you talk about Caitlin Clark, you slide in everybody else, Asia Wilson, Sabrina, Brianna, everybody else. You see what I'm saying? But that's not how TV works. You don't just get to talk about whatever topics, even if it's not bringing you viewership. So I mean, I agree with Stephen A. Smith. I think they dropped the ball on this one, but we'll see how it pans out. They're probably going to win gold again, but I just wish they would have won gold with Caitlin Clark, which would have raised the whole profile of women's basketball. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this video in the comments. Keep God first, and I keep doing more videos. All right, peace.